All right, hey everybody. Today I want to go over epidendrums. You know, when people say orchids, they don't necessarily mean these guys. They mean like the orchid cactus with the big flowers. These are considered the poor man's orchid. That's their slang name. So when you hear people say epi, it's usually the orchid cactus. And when you hear people say the poor man's orchid, they're talking about Epidendrums radicans. And I'm just gonna make a video based on them, since I picked up a couple at the garden show this weekend over there in Orange County. So epidendrums are taking off the price tags, super easy to take care of. They're a terrestrial type of orchid. That means that they can grow in pretty much everything, and I pretty much proved it too. I just grew one in a semi-hydroponic setup, and it was thriving until the winter months came, and I stopped watering it because I had it with my dendrobiums, and I just forgot. So it got all shriveled up and ugly, and I'm trying to revive it, but it didn't grow as good as it would have in soil or in bark. So would I grow epidendrums in semi-hydroponics again? No. But yeah, at least I know it works. Well, let's just go over them. This is pretty much the basic type of Epidendrum radicans. Well, not really. All of these are hybrids. And the reason people started hybridizing them is to get this bigger, large flower. The original Epidendrum doesn't have such a huge flower I'm making a mess, with giant petals like this. They're usually very long and stringy, and they come in all sorts of colors. I have all colors. Sadly, only one's in bloom. The one that's in bloom, it's in the front yard. We'll go look at them in a little bit. But these, like I said, these are all hybrids. This one was hybridized so it could grow short, because epis usually get like 3 to 4 feet tall. Well, Epidendrum radicans, but they started breeding them so they can get smaller and smaller, like this little guy. This is doesn't have the tag anymore. This one didn't come with the tag, but I can still tell it's a dwarf. Well, this is only like 1.25 feet size, and the blooms are also very small and very pretty guys. But again, it is a hybrid. These are also, I got to speak with the guy that was hybridizing them, and they're all born from seed, and these guys are, they pollinate themselves. I always get seed pods, but I always thought that you needed like a sterile environment, and that medium that they use to grow orchids, what is that stuff called? Orchid, I'm not sure. It's like some gel that they put them in there. It's sterile, and it feeds them and fertilizes, and it's antifungal at the same time. Well, that stuff, that's how people grow orchids from seeds. And I didn't know that you could just get them in some sterile soil and put a cover over it, and eventually they'll just sprout. So I'm gonna try to either hybridize or start sowing the seeds that I find on all of my plants, because every season I get like around 8-10 pods, and you know, they just go to waste. So the seeds fly everywhere. So this is another hybrid. This is Pacific My Type Planter's Punch crossed with Pacific Contrast Peach Dazzler. And I just had to have this beast. He is gorgeous. So the thing about this doing it this way is that no two of the seedlings are alike. This is a cross, so it does not have a name yet. They're not going to register a name for this, because, you know, like maybe next season, or actually they bloom all year round, but maybe like once the plant gets a little bit older and a couple more sprouts come out, it might change colors. So it's not how it's supposed to be. But I liked it because it's different. I don't have this color and I bought it. So that's how hybridizing these guys work. Every seed can be completely different flower plant. Even the height, the width, like I don't have any with this wide of a leaf. This is a beautiful plant. I don't regret picking it up. This is another one I got from the same breeder. And again, this is Pacific Padre Playful with Pacific Crest Neon. And it gives like this beautiful sunburst, little sunburst color. Not a lot of the epidendrums get this purple glow on them. I know some of them, some species of them do. They get it in the bottom, or they'll get it like around, but that's why I picked up this guy, because it has the purple, you know, so profoundly. Then I got this one from Andy's Orchids. This is a species. This is Epidendrum nanagalensia from Ecuador. And since it's a species and not a hybrid or a cross, it's a little bit more delicate. I gotta put a little bit more care into this guy. Then, also from Andy took so much of my money this weekend. I picked up this Epidendrum ellipticum yellow. This is the yellow blooming type. And again, this is a miniature, little bit of a rounder leaf, and it's a small, very small, tiny yellow flower, but it's an epidendrum. It's very easy to grow, and I had to have it. And that's much it. Well, and here's the one that I grew in the, hope I don't forget that. Here's the one I grew in the semi-hydroponics. It was this branch that only had one piece of root, and it grew this really fast, but as you can see, it's very like thin and lanky, and there's a spike bloom coming out, but I think I'm going to transplant it. It did well, but like I said, this part was still blooming, but in the winter, I just pretty much, you know, it sat there dry. And these guys, even in the winter, they need that moisture. They need to be watered. But these are the strongest orchids you could have. Like, my dog always walks by my huge plant, and he's a huge dog, and knocks over these branches, and I find these branches on the floor, and I feel bad because if I want, I could remove a leaf, cut it, and stick it in some bark or soil, and this segment will sprout. So you could grab this thing and pretty much do like 4 or 5 cuttings of this orchid into a pot, and hopefully they'll start growing. But I wouldn't recommend it, because you most likely are going to lose a lot of them. And I've tried it, and I put like 10 pieces in a pot, and only 5 of them started rooting, and they turned into a healthy plant. So in my opinion, it's not worth it. It's better just to grab the leaf, have it laying there. Like I said, this one's probably like a month old or 2 months old. Top of my trash can, no sun, gets water every once in a while when like the overspray of the stuff. And look, it's already growing kiki, I guess. So this dead, ugly, dying piece is growing a baby, and they do it all the time. They're super healthy. Look, this guy has 2, and like you could tell, like, this is all hard and wooded, that it's been broken or dead, or you know, for a while, but still, this is why I keep them. And I still water them. I still spray them with sometimes I spray them with the rooting hormone, and they'll go ahead and do this. This is the strongest orchid anyone can grow. Now, I got one more epidendrum I wanted to show you guys. This is to the floor. It is, where's the tag at? Porphyrium. It's also from Ecuador. Don't ask me how much it was, but this guy is a whole foot taller than me, and It is crazy. I've never seen or had an orchid this tall. This is my tall, dark, and handsome guy. And it's about to start blooming. And I think I need to feed it. But it is a 6-foot tall orchid. Let me see if I could show you the base without hurting you. See all that? Is it in the frame? You know, and it just keeps going. And let me see if I can. It'll be easier if I just move the camera. Those are the blooms, and it's gonna bloom a lot and should bloom all year round like the other epidendrums. This is where I primarily grow my epidendrums. Well, some of them. I have some on the other side, but this one is one of my biggest plants. It is just very huge, like my annoying dog. Get out of here, Pietro. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this is regular Epidendrum radicans flower. They're very small. They're about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch big, and they are not fragrant, but they, you know, they're the plant's beautiful. This is very healthy. I have them again with the Patio Plus, just regular gardening soil, potting soil, and you know, the roots are coming out. Again, look, my dog does this, and whatever. All I gotta do is just stick it into another pot. It'll be fine. Let's talk about how they bloom. Right here, you can see this on this spike. There's 2. This is an old bloom, so this filled up with flowers, eventually died, and it got a re-spike right here. And this guy has a lot of blooming to go. And again, right here, towards the end of the spike, a kiki. These guys get infested with pups or kikis. You could just leave them alone. They'll fall to the floor and start growing on their own, or they'll fall and die. Or you could just, you know, pot them into another pot and start all over again. Get more. What I usually do is just cut them off and mail them out to people in the Facebook groups or other friends and family, whatever, that want an easy to grow, not that fancy, but pretty nice orchid. This one is, I think this one's red, and that one over there might be purple. I'm not sure. They haven't bloomed in a while. But this guy is my showstopper. It's always blooming since I brought it home. And that's pretty much it. You could find them at some growers. Some growers have them. A lot of those I got them from local nurseries and growers. And I've seen them on eBay. Andy's Orchids has a huge variety of them. Like you can get this one. You can get this one in a small size like this for like $20 on Andy's right now. He don't have any of the big ones for sale because how's he gonna ship them? So if you want something that big, you're gonna have to go to his place and get them. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or comments, please put them down below. Subscribe, you know, give it a thumbs up. And if you're super awesome, you'll become one of my patrons. And pretty soon I'm gonna make a small video on which plant will be my first giveaway plant. It might be, you know, just I'm thinking about just going to pick up one of those white pinkish plants and just ship it out. Or it could be like a cutting of each one. It could be cuttings of, like, you know, an epiphyllum. I just got this one Saturday. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at it. Look at it. And it was such a good deal. So, like I said, please subscribe, thumbs up, comment, questions, whatever. If you have any advice on these that I did not cover, I don't know. Please support my channel, join Patreon, and check out all the quirks and prizes and all kinds of stuff that I have on there. All right, thanks.